Hello Gemini and welcome to your March 2018 reading. My name is Camille and you are watching Millennial Tarot. Welcome back if you are a subscriber, and if you are not, then hello, it's me. It's me. So I'm going to be doing the same 3-card spread that I've been doing for the last sets of videos from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and then pulling one final oracle card at the very end from Alana Fairchild's Wild Quanian Oracle. Also just giving a plug for my $5 readings, which are still continuing. If you have any interest in that, then hit me up below. I will leave my email below and we can talk about the logistics of everything and talk back and forth and see what it is you need. So without further ado, I'm going to go in to see what's going on for my lovely Geminis this March 2018. As you know, I'm a Gemini rising, so I care deeply about what's going to come up. So let's see what's up. One more time. Cut the deck. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, so what we have pulled up in the past position, past that makes sense for you coming into this video, you would have better say over that than I would. The Death card, which is also the Major Arcana card for Scorpio. And then we have here in the present position, Queen of Pentacles. And then we have, at the end, the ever-fickle Wheel of Fortune. So what this really says to me is that things are kind of looking up into your favor this month, but not without like some frustrations or having to have let something go or having to have moved beyond something. And the Death card is always a card of, rebirth, of change, and of transformation, and we don't really do those things unless we are triggered to do it. So coming into this readings, Gemini plurality. So coming into this reading, I am getting that a lot of Geminis, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, have and are continuing for somewhat, because we do have the Wheel of Fortune, which is like cycles, so you can going right back into this, or it could be the completion of something we do not know. The Wheel of Fortune is forever spinning, but there are themes a lot in Gemini's life of transformation and really trying to grow out of the things that bother us about others, bother us about ourselves, or bother us about the world, and just this forever, constant growth from those ashes. So it's kind of Scorpio always rules like going deep and getting within there, like what is beyond the facades that we always put up, what is beyond, like what is deeper. And coming into this reading, I get that a lot of Geminis didn't want to really be doing that work, but had to because something was bothering them, either in their love life, either in their career, either I'm getting a lot like, what's going on with you? Why am I behaving this way? Why does this keep happening to me? Why am I acting in this way? So coming into this reading with this sense of transformation, rising from the ashes, dealing with something annoying and trying to transcend it. And we see you here in the present position, okay with your material surroundings, okay with your job, okay with your life, like nothing is crumbling. You don't have, I won't say for everyone, but, life and the ins and outs of life are going pretty okay for a lot of Geminis. There's nothing true alarming. But I'm getting there's a sense of there's a lot of inner machinations, a lot of inner ruminations about how you can change, how you can do better, how you can end up not in the same situations, and it's causing you a lot of distress and maybe causing you a lot of angst. And the Death card also the symbolization of thinking to death and skeletons and like not being alive anymore, but forever still marching into whatever we hope that outcome will be. And then Death marching into the Queen of Pentacles. So it's not without, its glory, and the pain is not without its, merit. It's not without its abundance. So though we have been going through a time, or you guys may have been going through a time where you feel like it's endless and ceaseless, always having to change. Life is throwing something at you there, life is throwing something at you there. People around us are, I'm getting that a lot of Geminis, the people around you might be constantly disappointing you or are showing themselves in a way that you did not see before and you're not appreciative of it. And Death, it doesn't have to be anything major. It doesn't have to be like, well, I broke up with someone, well, I changed jobs, or, all these things. It's literally just this constant, like, nagging growth. And the reason it's nagging is because one of my favorite quotes is, how will your mirror be polished if you are irritated by every rub? So as you are going through irritations, big or small, I get that a lot of Geminis are deciding, I don't want to go through this again. Like, I don't want to continue to have these annoyances. I don't want to continue to have fights with this person. I don't want to continue to feel this way in my job. I don't want to continue to feel this way in my body. And you guys are really taking on the laboring oar. What can be changed? What can be transformed? And it's a big deal because this isn't, baby steps type of change. This is the death card. And a lot of Geminis, I'm picking up that a lot of things in your life feel vaguely like they're falling apart, or vaguely like things are losing hinges and you're trying to grab at something and it feels very like, whoa, like a little bit much right now. But it's going to be okay. Queen of Pentacles is grounding you. So to the extent that you can look around like the Queen takes comfort in her simple pleasures. She's not a showy queen. She's not like, I have all these riches. Certainly she is comfortable and certainly she had material possessions. But death being this really mental thing, this really highly mentally charged work that we are being called to do coming into March and maybe the ends of February, the Queen of Pentacles will ground you, and the Queen of Pentacles will ask you both what I said before, what is going right in your actual physical life, but also it's going to ground you from all these thoughts that you've been thinking. So as we transform, as we try to become the people we want to be, as we try to become less triggered by people, as we try to work through the disappointments in others and work through the disappointments in our life, we don't have to be completely thrown for a loop. And there is, in March for you, the possibility to ground down, to look at what you do have, to surrender to the daily things in life that we can control. And a lot of things about death, it's like what we can't control, because obviously we would prefer not to have to grow through death. We would prefer not to have to grow through loss and through disappointment. We would rather grow through joy. Us Geminis are like very footloose and fancy free. We do not like this energy, and I can feel it for you. And the Queen of Pentacles is like, listen, there's some things going right now. There's some things that are going to be coming in. Perhaps this means money. Perhaps this means, things that are grounded in real world activity, going out, hanging out with friends, taking solace in your personal life, and that personal life, I guess your physical life that way. Really trying to find a way through the storm by grounding in on the small things that we can do every day and the small things that will bring you joy. And, Queen of Pentacles ruling those Pentacles signs, which is earth signs. We're talking Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. They're very earthly, sensual beings. So this could be a period of self-care coming through, getting a massage. This is just, for example, getting a massage, working on a physical art project, working on, going to buy that thing that you were going to put off, but hey, you deserve it now because you've been going through all this. And then just on a spiritual level, going through the machinations of death and change and trying to transform and doing so in a way that you feel a little bit bitter that you're having to do so. And then the Queen of Pentacles coming in to show you a little bit of comfort and a little bit of solace in your inner life. So if you've been going through a lot of tumultuous times, those inner currents, those inner storms, and those inner, turbulence. Oh, I said that already. Dang it! Thunderstorms, emotional thunderstorms. March is showing the promise that a lot of that is going to clear. It may still feel cloudy, but you won't be being struck by lightning and turned into this skeleton anymore. And then we have, ending off the reading, lovely number 10, Wheel of Fortune, which speaks to the end of a journey, but also quite literally the beginning of one, because the Wheel of Fortune is forever turning. In whose favor, who knows? But because we have the death in the past, this is something that we have grown through and gone through, and then we have the lovely Queen of Pentacles taking solace in what she has now. When we walk through the Valley of Fire, a lot of things get burned off, and then we come out and we're not dead, and we're like, dang, what else do I got? Like, dang, I almost lost everything. Like, dang, people aren't who I thought they were. Like, dang, like, what is the one thing that I can hold on to? The Queen of Pentacles is going to show you that month, the one thing that you are holding on to, being that pentacle. What is that for you? And then the Wheel of Fortune, I think, is not a bad omen here, though life is always up and down. I think the Wheel of Fortune is speaking to the end of a cycle, the end of that death transformation period. And if I recall, Geminis are going through a particularly interesting time, just from the last few tarot readings and from the way that planets have been hitting us, interestingly. So Geminis have gone through a little bit of a tumultuous end of 2017, beginning of 2018, and we're starting to level out here in March, and we're going to level out, and the Wheel of Fortune promises that it's going to be the end of a phase, and take what you've learned from it and move on from it, and try not to let this stuff sting you too badly, and the Wheel of Fortune is going to carry you into that new version of yourself, where whatever this was is not going to matter anymore. So I'm going to pull a clarifying card for the end, the Wheel of Fortune being vaguely vague, just a little bit. Let's see. All right, beautiful. The Judgment card. So a lot of themes of death. And this could be, you know, you dying to yourself and having to change and level up, but certainly it could mean things in your life falling out of favor, falling out so something else can come in. The Judgment card showing these 3 bodies, 3 dead bodies. Here we go. It's kind of like a challenge to you. Are you going to leave the lessons that you learned here in the Death card behind? Truly focus in on what you do still have. Truly focus in on how it's the end of a cycle for you and how you can begin again. Or are you going to, you know, let these skeletons in the closet, I call them, or like dead bodies or ghosts that have not been laid to rest, continue to chase you? So Gemini, here we go, beautiful. I didn't even notice this, but here we go. X, and then double X. The end of something is very much on its way, but the onus is on you to put it to rest, to put it to bed. And so we have Archangel, I think this is Gabriel, maybe it's St. Peter. I don't know that stuff. It's one of the angels, and you know, he's coming up to give these people their final judgment so they can rest in peace, and so you can rest in peace. But this isn't going to be the universe doing this work for you. This is really going to be you, whatever work you have done to get yourself out of why you were trying to die, why you were trying to transform. Phoenix rising from the ashes, not playing around in the ashes anymore and being all gray. You have to really focus on consistently letting something go during this time. And you've done the big work, and there are gifts to be gotten from it. The Wheel of Fortune indicating that it's the end of a goal. Judgment card indicating doubly that it's probably end of a cycle, rather, not end of a goal, achievement of a goal, personal goal. And the last call is going to be on you. That's us coming out from the sky. We are the air sign, Gemini. And so March is really going to be about, 1, looking at what you still do have after you have walked through the shadows of death, and, you know, really taking pleasure in what you can do each day, the small things, cup of tea. She reminds me of Taurus. Taurus is very sensual. The throwing yourself into some type of art projects, like a sensual Tauran wood ruled by Venus, all the Venusian type of things, art and music, and surrounding yourself by those physical loveliness that can, you know, spark our 5 senses. This is a very 5 senses card. So you do have support there from your own activities and from your own hobbies. But on a more spiritual mindset, on a more serious note, March is the month that you really need to put something to rest. How does this look? Bad patterns, addictions, a person we know is not for us and leaving them be, an attitude, a way of thinking that we know is not working because we continually see drama coming from it, and saying to yourself, I need to stop being this way. And it's hard because it's hard to fundamentally change what you've been doing, or it's hard to leave someone who once gave you pleasure. It could be leaving a job that's not giving you what, there's a lot of dissatisfaction in the lives of Gemini, but it could be completely ameliorated through our own change and through our own looking at it differently and through our own walking away from it. So that is what March has in store for you. It's going to tease you a little bit because of whatever you were trying to get away from here. Change is going to come back again to say, are you really going to let me go? Are you really going to kill me off? Are we really done with this? Something's going to come up and maybe trigger you. You're going to want to act the same way. You're going to want to reach out to the same person. You're going to want to think the same bad thoughts. You're going to want to do the same bad addictive behavior. You're going to want to slip back into your status quo. And we don't have to be that because Geminis are mutable. We can change. We're flexible. So remember who you are this month and remember to let it go, whatever is holding you down, and fly free. So let's pull a card from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle to get one last lesson, one last message here for you, Gemini. What is one last message for Geminis this March, they really got to put something to sleep and remember what and who they have and who they are. Throw themselves into some type of physical project, hobby, taking and relishing the small things. But let's see. And it's hard for a Gemini to ground down. We think too much. We think way too much. And so the Queen of Pentacles is really illustrating mindfulness. And that's the perfect marriage of taking our Geminian, Mercury-ruled thoughts, moving 1,000 miles per hour, and grounding it down to the physical world. What are we doing? Mindfulness is this whole trend, and that's probably going to make you feel better. I'm going to mindfully walk in nature. Still with Gemini, with the mind, but grounding a little bit down so we're not so flying away all the time with our thoughts. I'm going to mindfully wake up and do this art project. I'm going to mindfully do stuff instead of going crazy in our mind. And to the extent that something does come back up to haunt you, deal with it mindfully. I'm feeling angered by this. I'm feeling jealous by this. I'm feeling provoked, and I really want to stab you with my beautiful Geminian wit. But I'm not, because I'm going to do it mindfully. And she's also slow. Pentacles represent slowness and being more passive and letting things come instead of charging forth all the time, and letting, not rushing into things. So that's everything in a little burrito for you. Take what really resonates with you there, but that's all the messages that I've been getting. So let's get Kuan Yin. Become friends with yourself. Remember? Remind yourself of yourself. Beautiful Geminis are flexible and can get through everything. Why not give up trying to push or force your body? When you push, resistance is created. It is not defiance, it is natural law. This can make life harder than it needs to be. Instead, why not explore and find a way to relate to your body as a friend? Friendship is one of life's pleasures. And so this could be something you're going on with your physical body, changing and transforming through health, finding a new diet plan, getting the mojo to get up and exercise again, and not being tempted by lethargy or old habits that may have made you unhealthy. But really, I see the body signifying here your actual physical incarnation as a human on earth, and to become friends with that experience, whatever it is, to become friends with death, to become certainly friends with the physical surroundings that are offering you pleasure and peace at this time, to become friends with the fact that things end and things start anew in our favor all the time, and to become friends with the fact that we will fall, we will trip, and we will be called to actually give the final judgment on something that needs to be put to rest. If you make friends with the process and not force the process, remember Geminis might want to force themselves, not to look at something that is painful and to move on, and using that mercurial energy in a more erratic, displaced, unproductive way of always being forever in a frenzy, being forever busy, instead of grounding down and really looking the problem in the eye and getting rid of it. So this is definitely going to ask you to look the problem in the eye and to get rid of it. So when you push, resistance is created. To the extent that you may be feeling, why is life doing this to me? This is too difficult. I'm really angry and really agitated. Just know that if you push, letting everyone know you're angry, letting life know that you're angry and being defiant, it's going to create more of what you don't want. So really this March, be friends with yourself, be friends with your struggle, be friends with the experience, and know that by looking at it as something that is probably trying to teach you something, these are huge teaching cards so that we can level up in life. And looking at it that way, you will probably get a very favorable result. And by the time I see you back here in April, whatever has been bothering you is going to be gone. It's going to be gone. So don't make life harder than it needs to be. Instead, explore to find a way to relate to what's going on with friendship. And friendship is one of life's greatest pleasures. And Geminis love being friends because we talk too much and we know too many people. So, Gemini, this has been your March 2018 reading. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and this is giving you any clarity or peace in your situation. Of course, if you want any more specifics, you can reach out to me for a personal reading. Just $5, leaving my email and everything below. Reach out to me there. And that's it. I love you, Geminis, of course. March is looking like, a good month for leaving the baggage behind. So carry the baggage out to the dumpster, even if it's heavy, even if it smells, even if it's leaking. Just know that once you get rid of it, you'll be free and you'll be gone and you can finally start again. All right, so I love you guys, and I hope this video finds you well. Take care.